It's not tea time. It's fermented. It's fermented time there. Fermented
reptile.
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 Reptiles up in the mix. Reptiles up in the mix.
fermented
Reptile.
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 Reptiles up in the mix.
When you visit these two fine shopping centers, you'll find more than 80 beautiful stores, with sparkling assortments, an attractive atmosphere, and of course, plenty of free parking for all the cars that we capitalists seem to acquire.
Like building blocks placed beneath the foundation, I'll take the weight to upgrade the situation. Use initiation, now you're facing blood and sweat. Disintegrate the stripe to ride your life for what you get. I can stretch your neck to get ahead of the rat race. It takes a lot of me to solve your problems with technology, but you can win the lottery, putting all your dreams on hold cause you believe that you can honor me. Who's conquering? The intent in every cent. As the big wheel turns, I'm unconcerned with how I'm spent. Eventful lives are comprised of strong ties. When long eyes subside beside me in disguise, financial wealth is where you plant yourself. I demand the help you need, just continue to feed me. Defeat will repeat to those who don't trust me, so stuff me, hold me, keep me close to your heart, and I'll be your best friend to the end from the start.
Embezzled, earned, spent, owed, deposited, withdrew, stash, burn, lent, stolen, inherited, and blue loans not going through. Bare minimum of a wage, a lack of paper pieces in this dark age with no electronic numbers on computer in circulation in your possession to buy food or radiation. Style, great taste of leftover nuclear waste. It leaves behind in my mouth the filthy paste, chased out of town like Mondex and Guelph. Rockefellers own you like APAC makes wealth for the richest. These who have the energy seats, the rental media banks, the most influential potential to literally hold all money and property, complete monopoly. If you don't think addressed properly, you burn like paper currency. Currently the trend is plastic, always setting us up, making our choices look fantastic like it was our idea. Soon data in your skin, never lose your card again. Memorize a pesky pin, number code, reload. Came with the world central bank, smells rank. When real currency, the dollar never shrank. You see a bank may lend to some but charge a heavy fee. Fund both sides of the war and loan more to clean debris. Gain possession of the country, it's free trade. You try living in peace on an island that slaves made. Welcome to Canada. I trust your visa isn't checked, no entry. If our tech even spots a single speck of anti-government, low income, all information, name, age, birthplace, race, and occupation. Hope ya love to shop till you drop. We've secured many video monitored malls to buy pop from your favorite multinational, greenback by Knights of Templar. Mesmerized, overthrown by the Rothschild Empire. Put a song into the market to chase what coin exists. Banks loan non-existing, enforce interest. Interesting how we become so apathetic, how pathetic, living lives controlled day to day like diabetic. I don't get it, but yet it's also clear why we adhere to the almighty buck stuck in the corner with fear. many heartfelt letters have I never sent? How many times have I said not exactly what I meant? Issues get confused and frustrations I need to vent. Nothing ever seems finished, but my energy is spent. Why I play this show where people aren't interested? It's a constant struggle with all this effort invested and time being wasted. I could do that myself. Many days spent reading up and focusing on health, but still avoid what I know and overeat with the tooth that's sweet. Get tired from eating wheat, fatigue that's chronic. In a battle with demonic forces, revealing sources of secrets in Masonic meetings. The purpose that they stand for I'm defeating. Continue to live outside your beliefs, you only cheating yourself out of living instead of giving. Just taking, surrounded in your own manifestation of faking. Clue up, tune in, write a reminder on your hand. You remember those racist remarks made by Timberland. Still see folks wearing, but they don't get my support. Polos made for the rich, and I don't play on Nike's court. In the media one day, the next day we forget, but we memorize names of people who put a ball into a net. Why make things hard on ourselves when we have so many limits? Insecure about what they think of you when we only have minutes left and life is quick. Why I need your clearance? My clothes ain't good enough, don't get like for my appearance. Convicted before being tried. At least I could say that I've tried. Yeah, and continue trying. Spread my wings, I'll be flying. Yeah, send my love worldwide. How many heartfelt letters have I never sent? How many times have I said not exactly what I meant? Issues get confused with frustrations I need to vent. Nothing ever seems finished, but my energy is spent.
Have been subjected many times to criticism. I have been accused of being insane, being a drunkard, being everything that you can imagine a derelict to be.
How many heartfelt letters have I never sent? How many times have I said not exactly what I meant? Issues get confused with frustrations I need to vent. Nothing ever seems finished, but my energy is spent.
You see this watch? You see this watch? Yeah. That watch costs more than your car. I made $970,000 last year. How much you made? You see, pal, that's who I am, and you're nothing.
It was this or the army, so don't start with me. I'm twisting arms of false alarms and hauling ass crashing parties. I'm harming those with flaws for some who rise above the laws. With legal spies who penalize if colonies don't prioritize my prying eyes. Will fry your hide inside my district. So if you're on my street, you'll be the treatment for my sickness. Prove yourself the quickest, and I'll put you on my shit list. Then invade your privacy to make you take my bribery. Yeah, I'll cause a rivalry, underground and undercover. Agents and surveillance where you least expect assailants. We project that we protect, respecting those who pay taxes. But the fact is a pacifist can leave me enraged. Easy to break, smash and wound, I'm putting you in a cage. This anger grips nightsticks and pepper spray with a menacing trigger to take your life quick and devastate. So don't fuck with me.
I am the law.
I am the law.
Baddest ass you ever saw, designated to make sure things run
smoothly.
So don't fuck with me.
Trust that your city is safe. I am the law.
I am the law.
The baddest ass you ever saw, designated to make sure things run
smoothly.
So don't fuck with me.
And trust that your job is secure. I'm a suit wearing, strike breaking, stripper bacon, back aching, people's time taking, fine collect illegal tender labor law, bender getting a bigger cut than government in a beer vendor, scab employing. I use figs for sound and sight, they will hand in a full report before you leave at night. Guilt tripping, into shape, ass whipping, don't show up on time, fuck excuses, I'll be flipping, chair sitting, order giving, suburban living, homeless hating, unemployed making, motive driven. There's no way you got the guts to give me your opinion. All gather around my statue and celebrate dominion. Advise more than handshake, cause all kinda fake. Keep on sucking asshole, and maybe you will escalate from spot surpriser. Pay increase to supervisor, meetings to manage. manager, capital enterprise, eyes obedient, small from handing down such oppression. Immigrant Russian that cleans my toilet needs a lesson, lost her job, hold it and shine, have that span, so I hired a spick to come and purify the can. Stock market reading while I'm shitting, teeth gritting, body yacht club bragging, union spitting, hitting police with donations, a new weapons and a station, MAI supporting, college boys club creation, learn your name later, human rights violator, world of light shader, working class annihilator, full-time job, Terminator, Terminator, Terminator.
Attention! Good morning, pigs. Good morning, you fascists. You bigots. You fags. You pinkos. You bastards. Fuzz.
They ordered me to stand outside the playground from morning to night. But then they thought the punishment wasn't severe enough, so they got a big blackboard and pressed it down on me. One of them stood on the right side and one on the left, like a seesaw, and I was squashed in the middle. They wanted to knock me down and keep me down forever.
I'm sick of this trash, and I've had it up to here in this competition to see who is the quickest cashier. I must interfere with all the insincere profiteer and make the punishment severe. I'm built up like old food in your colon, poison like a Honda, squeeze like intestine or anaconda, largest of its kind. If you're in my business, I'm mine. Otherwise, I don't know you. I'm blind, stupid and deaf. Your white flower, I'm deaf. We're not given any choices, so we don't have a preference. Depends. Suggestions to my questions. Rocking over records as dusty as westerns, clumsy as a town drunk, as calm as a monk. Gathering my thoughts while others collect junk. Antiques it took weeks, years, tears, smiles as long as the court process to see your ceases files. Half blacked out anyway, feeling down like Robert Cray, pouring my soul like Andy Bay, well like Gary Bartz. Others filling in the tarts, my body's not real, it's made up of puppet parts, arms on strings, 10-4 for wings, feet on springs. Mind and small talk, use the things who got dumb, who fought who and who humped. It's a good thing the bass was deep, beat pump made you uncomfortable, had you looking for new answers. Shed no skin and lame routines like some dancers. We walk like zombies. Every hour on the hour, bullshit on the rocks.
The constricted feeling in my chest is an indicator that maybe I should have waited till later in this existence to dedicate my all to a culture that chews me up and spits me out, regurgitating, agitating 20-year-old with an ulcer that acts up every time I see some punk rich kid buying Red Man along with brand new gits. Throw away the skids. I'm rocking De La Soul is dead with holes in the waistband, looking at layways to the next man. Expose that irritated nerve when he utters the word urban. I'm constantly curbing desires to fill bottles with gas, travel to TO and send fire through plate glass windows, and yelling hip-hop is not Nintendo. When you enter this world, who you are does not change. I treat the microphone like my mace, watch when I swing it while you might get brained. And for a moment as my jugular strained, I transcended the fact that this culture's truth already ended. The moment it received a name, it was rendered lame. Some wild game to be consumed by the voracious appetites of those who specialize in salacious lies. No, not to write in a capricious fashion like those malicious moneymakers whose skulls I'd love to bash in. A party crasher crashing, nothing but fear for the future and disdain for the old-fashioned morals, values. I don't know, I live by the moment, and I ain't an advertisement, so I don't spout slogans, and I ain't a show-off, so I don't have to show 'em, and I don't just write rhymes, and I don't just write poems, and I do care about the deaths of Big and Tupac, but ain't got shit to do with art, cause towards the end they was both whack, and I hope that don't get taken the wrong way, but if it does, then today's a day like any other day.
I'm sick of this trash, and I've had it up to here in this competition to see who is the quickest cashier. I must interfere with all the insincere profiteer and make the punishment severe.
I read some of the most powerful lyrics of our century. Battle physically, conquer mentally. I read some of the most powerful lyrics of our century. Battle physically, conquer mentally. Battle physically, conquer mentally. Battle physically, conquer mentally.
Why they wanna tie me in ivy? Fry these rules and laws that describe who belongs inside the house of freedom. I storm on how to beat 'em and deplete the source of power. I'm out to torch 'em at the closest hour. The pressure mounts as I stack the static. Dramatic enterprise pushing lies for rising pesticide use. Organic producers get duped, it's tragic. When synthetic compounds mimic hormones, it's black magic. The FDA plays the relay with the HPP. Protection by the non-elected greedy. Eliminate the choices, behaving like their voices that we appointed. I'm disappointed and disjointed to have to listen to physicians who don't care. Given the prescription's gonna sicken life's mission. I'm dishing with intentions to teach about prevention. Fuck these doctors and scholars who just try to make me smaller. If knowledge is the dope shit, then wisdom is appropriate. Cause most don't know they buy their groceries and vote for corporate control. Mind control, it takes its toll. Waiting for you under the bridge like a troll. While crops get burned, so market prices will get tougher. And others starve and suffer without supper. Food control. Mind control, it takes its toll. Waiting for you under the bridge like a troll. While crops get burned, so market prices will get tougher. And others starve and suffer without supper. Food control.
I wouldn't rob no widow old lady or nothing.
Who would you rob?
Somebody rich.
Backyard in a large parking lot, both are indoors. One's filled with cars, the other with chlorine. How about an eye rinse or cup of water directly from the tap? Arrange for someone to dry clean your clothes while you nap. A sand trap, it may catch you off guard if your back's up wrong. Bring forth the hair dryer. I brought the bathtub. Electroshock therapy, got a cabinet filled with liquor. Doctor says your blood's too thin, we'll make it thicker. How's a ticker? Care for a plate of roast meat, marinated in grated fear and guilt at a heat of 365, bubbling in pool water and red wine. Can you not see the line? That's yours and this is mine. Had no need for community when they started to commute. Sleep with an electric blanket and always jog the same route. Hear the world through a radio to see it on the television. You can hide behind the thin line in your subdivision.
My territory don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man ain't. My territory don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man ain't.
Oh well, hello, how's it going? Glad to see you, what you been doing? I've been working, eating, shitting, sleeping and screwing, making money to live. Well, how about you? How you been keeping? Well, I've been working, screwing, eating, shitting and sleeping. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, you know I never been better. I pretty much covered it all up in that 2-page letter. I never received any mail. Well, that's funny, I really meant to send some. Anyway, I met someone that you rent to. He came to clean the pool after that young Indian drowned. It's about time we put up a fence and just built our own town. Oh, you said it privatized, get our own personal cops. The only outsiders allowed in would have garden shears, mops, scrub pads and kitchen pots. Not far, we have a wide margin with folks eating margarine and living off our bargain. So overall, I'm doing great. And me, I'm just fine. Can you not see the line? That's yours and this is mine. Before we receive anything, they dilute, substitute. Microchip in my head tells me something doesn't compute. Cops protect the rich, and we're sick of this supervision. Thin line of respect, so get set for a collision.
My territory don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man ain't. My territory don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man ain't. My territory don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man ain't. My territory don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man ain't.
I used to be like you, shoot pool and skip school. Some time has passed now, own a whirlpool to make the neighbors drool. Lawn is greener, bigger, cleaner, cut my off. They got you so embarrassed, looked into real estate and often told the service guy, put the satellite dish in the front yard. Walk down the boulevard, my swimsuit, leopard patch, leotard, private lifeguard. Team of monkeys spot the trampoline. Seen my head over the 13-foot fence made to quarantine. Keep to myself in a well-kept geographical zone. Popular but unknown, big home and all alone. They want the signature, anything for me to sign. Can you not see the line? That's yours and this is mine. Had no need for community when they started to commute. Sleep with an electric blanket and always jog the same route. Hear the world through a radio to see it on the television. You can't hide behind the thin line in your subdivision. Before we receive anything, they dilute substitute. Microchip in my head tells me something doesn't compute. Cops protect the rich, and we're sick of this supervision. Thin line of respect, so get set for a collision.
My territory, don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man hate. My territory, don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man hate. My territory, don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man hate. My territory, don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man hate. My territory, don't cross the line. Poor man's attitude, the kind of rich man hate.
Au sanatorium, les docteurs lui ont donné quelques jours de vacances. Il est dans notre studio ce soir et va nous donner lui-même de ses nouvelles.
I feel fine, thank you. The doctor said I'll be well soon and I'll go home. He said it's improving fast.
Tossing and turning, can't sleep, blankets in the heat. Haven't left my room in like a week. I'm feeling cheap, losing touch with my soul, totally out of control. It's stories told by urine samples in a bowl. Tossing and turning, can't sleep, blankets in the heat. These dishes pile up like the dirt. I need to sweep, losing touch with my soul. Dug my own burial hole. It's stories told by urine samples in a bowl. A total loser. I piss in empty balls beside my cot. Too lazy to move from my spot. Stare at the wall like I forgot. A lot of days snuck by. The only reason I remember fantasize like it's Christmas. I'm living for December, put X's on the calendar. Each day passes away in anticipation of my favorite holiday. Yet each evening, my teeth stay unbrushed and dirty. Fell asleep with the light on till I got a piss at 6:30. Bowl too full, stumble off and go into the sink. I'm clogged up like the hair build up in the drain. It's stink. Big fluorescence buzz my dreams. For my rerun programming, slowly programming, plugging out my thoughts and jamming. All clear transmissions. What's the date and where's the clock? It's February 28, 275 years until new pack of squash, delivery, pizza box, ashtrays, bowls with no pee. Don't get washed for months, see no future. I'm 23. Got nothing to live for except December 25th. With how shitty my life is, I think Jesus must be a myth. Weight of the world sit on my shoulders, it don't have the strength to lift. When there's nothing to live for, it means a lot to get a gift. Only exercise a short little walks, I got my pet. Catch a lame sitcom and smoke a butt cigarette. Hit opium before the last burn of nicotine. Woke up in a smoke screen, burned black like turtle bean.
I'm squeezing out of sight like melted ice. I feel like shouting twice, cause days like this hardly amount to life. What it can offer, if only the thoughts that arise from mere cravings would steer safely away from mostly bad judgment and actions that I fear greatly. The future near me is in danger. Nearly invisible forces support this bravely. And I'm not invincible lately, becoming separated from my principles. Thus, this holy trinity wrinkles my infinity. I'm not hungry when I eat. I'm not tired, but I sleep. I feel weak, but I don't seek to be defeated. But it's myself I thank when my strength is depleted. And this day's been repeated, so I ache at receiving another one. Punishment where I can't shake the feeling like I'm taking my time and losing my mind. Hey, I'm losing my mind, it's serious. You're curious to know the hip bone's connected to the thigh bone. So then the thigh bone should have a deep connection like a rhizome to the mind bone. But are there more bones than I think? When my dreams start to stink like it's my spirit that shrinks and cries, and finally atrophies in confusion, firing up another bone for an herbal infusion. Serving my mood swings, external remedies hardly do a thing when I sink this low, wishing to return like a boomerang.
Tossing and turning, can't sleep, blankets in the heat. Haven't left my room in like a week. I'm feeling cheap, losing touch with my soul, totally out of control. It's stories told by urine samples in a bowl. Tossing and turning, can't sleep, blankets in the heat. These dishes pile up like the dirt. I need to sweep, losing touch with my soul. Dug my own burial hole. It's stories told by urine samples in a bowl.
Man, it's so hard getting by. People don't want to try. Man, it's so hard getting by. People don't want to try. Man, it's so hard getting by. People don't want to try. Man, it's so hard getting by. People don't want to try.
No more good time, buddy. Oh, man. In the wide, wide world for me.
Minute to corporations get hold of it, remember early rap was not about bitches and hoes. You know what I mean? Early rap was very political. But once the corporation sees it, then they change the revolutionary impulse to gangster and thug craziness. You know what I'm saying? And then sooner or later it will be repelled. It will repel the young people. And they'll get another form. And that's what always happens with any expression. They commercialize it. You know what I mean? Once the corporations get hold of it and understand what it is, a minute later, they will turn it into garbage. As soon as they get hold of it, they will extract the nasty parts and make it absolutely seamless and easy to digest and extract the social aspect of it.
It's a long fall from the top. Reality is the ground, and when an MC goes pop, I can never hear the sound. Another rapper fall victim to the fangs of entertainment. I finally see the truth became his last public statement. A long fall from the top. Reality is the ground, and when an MC goes pop, I can never hear the sound. Another rapper fall victim to the fangs of entertainment. I finally see the truth became his last public statement. When money and Cooper later became the enemy of the state, soul and heart of our music to complicate. Give me a break and rock unrehearsed until the mic got bought up by Disney. On all the public speaking rights and a press photo make you kiss me. When his hat on crooked, like Michael Eisner's business dealings. Teeth are crooked, get touched up with an airbrush. My feelings were hurt at the game in ABC where I rolled a sports shirt. Free rentals at Blockbuster, season tickets to stay alert. From road to the Mighty Ducks, even rap. The national anthem began to get criticized and now described as a band. I'm fighting to defend my integrity. Every man needs to support the sort of lifestyle I built. A movie in the works with me in sport. Goofy Wesley Snipes, rapper teleports and time travel Nike. Soundtrack was weak with the real MCs off the mics. Got dropped from the label. You never work in this town again. Didn't end a good terms. When John Hemblett off the pen on a dotted line. Contract sticks bonds me to the end of time. Name is not mine. Can't even make music or rhyme. So tangled above all. I'm in the middle of a tax audit. Taking everything away. I can't pay it when I had cash I bought it. Sleeping on a hard floor. Can't afford a loaf of bread being poor. Gone down. History is a piece of folklore. One of the many sell out the music by the name of hip-hop. I start my new job tomorrow and see World at the gift shop. It's a long fall from the top. Reality is the ground. And when an MC goes pop, I can never hear the sound. Another rapper fall victim to the fangs of entertainment. I finally see the truth became his last public statement. A long fall from the top. Reality is the ground. And when an MC goes pop, I can never hear the sound. Another rapper fall victim to the fangs of entertainment. I finally see the truth became his last public statement.
Spark another king size and it's time for us to jet. My intention is to catch you trapped on my premises, sliding through your mind like a crime had intended this. Unoffended is the host as the lungs are stretching, but this ghost invades and still evades detection, then descending like a menace straight to lung decay, trading the short-lived presence of a high. So stay in supply and keep paying to die as they keep spraying supplies with herbicide, serving highs and whispers of genocide. Control a population with religion like addiction. Cigarette smoke thickens in systems where people don't have a pot to piss in, but veins stiffen, getting arterial sclerosis, and circulation decreases. And individuals who chose to take their body for granted diseases are the result of this bind they select and neglect to inspect a threat on first appearance. But what did appear caused visual adherence, as it's more acceptable to test the physical endurance. Careless of the effects, it's the ride that matters, but the ride may never stop as they genetically manipulate. Eventually designer DNA could dominate, deciding humans won't survive without a constant dose of nicotine, and various chemicals bloodstreams just keep distributing, inhibiting the growth of the natural being as the gods help them evolve just like crops and cattle. A thoughtless battle on the part of the masses who formulate. Reading, they'll hurt their fetus, but they still do Morier. Believe this, supporting thieves like invisible pieces of the puzzle to guzzle lives as they hook up the intravenous. What's the sure shot way to make me cloy?
Tobacco.
Brown leaf stuffed into a paper
like a taco.
The filter tip that always gets me upset. Spark another long grit and it's time for us to jet.
Some of these older memories get in me and ferment like vinaigrette. Walking -40 to the store to buy my mother some cigarettes. She's playing cards but I'm not gaming. Yo, you see it's solitaire. Playing a devil and I leave to get as frozen as wet hair. Chin tucked into my chest despite my protest. Mind can't rest knowing I'll be back in that place, putting my lungs into a test. Note folded in my mitt, it's in between my fingertip. Wind always seems to seek every opening and rip. I ask the store clerk for the ones with the picture of the cat. My mother's name is Pat, here's a note with the phone number to prove that these are for her and not for me, but yo, they might as well be. See when that second hand stalks out, platoon like killing spree. It's relentless, creeps under doors, crawls through the vents, and the importance of being relaxed in your home and not tense. It holds more weight than we realize, so why should I compromise my health and peace of mind? But I still must sympathize, because my mom's is the only one working hard to get the funds, keeping us warm, fed, medicated. Everybody's got the runs, high fever, cleaning up the puke. Make sure I leave the house wearing a tube that's been invaded, infiltrated with the lukewarm smoke, caught in acrylic, in a hold made to choke. Poor memory, can't remember all these words that you spoke. And I love you, I just dislike the habit. Oh yes, I still clutch my own addiction, stored deep inside the cabinet, like where tobacco hides millions in election contributions. Research on pollution and advertising an art institution. You know you don't see old folks in these ads cause they already hooked, whooping like a crane. And I've seen how bad those elders look, cyclic life on a whole. Demoria like sports, jazz and rock and roll. Outcast industry needs friends for its population control, so I don't wanna see you go down as a victim to this disease. And when I growl at the addicted, I don't mean to displease, but please don't leave your butts on the ground after a session. I wanna see us in transgression, but we all gotta deal with depression. So everybody keeps telling me that violence is way up on the rise, and that's what I keep hearing. Well, since when? The last war or back before Columbus? Make yourself clear. Talk of base, place north the compass, dealing with this guilt. Never tread light, we make marks like felt. Move along these lines of deep wounds. I take you for the pelt. These parts that aren't covered in hair will make a belt that hurts me more than it hurts you. But it's you with the well. Room to wait. Does your heaven have unicorns at the gate? A lot of people on this earth, a lot of people wanna mate and fertilize, but I just cannot imagine a size. Political groups laced with spies, like shit attracts flies. Infiltrators, rat fakes and traitors. Incoming rhymes trigger the radars. Nearly all music is tied like meat and potatoes. Radars, gonna call Soul, see if you can get yours back. My mic attack, lay you on your back with SWAT squad attack on squatters. Make sure to keep these words from sons and daughters. Who the fuck wrote these charters? Where's our rights? Few self-starters, commonly immobile. Takes a sitcom to smile. Meanwhile, we got Brian Mulrooney, the pedophile. Balance will find its way to this subversion, into ecocide remerging. Both sides from the same mouth to hear another version. Never surprised, just can't imagine a side. And how do you know that everything I say isn't lies? I'm a government agent, put here to discredit, inject and implant and edit any fool that said it. Wrote a well-received subcultured book that's half true. Other agents call the talk show enforcer issue. Untie the idea that what I had to say held importance. Not giving a second chance into the ranks. I advance, special knowledge override security, then disappear. Engineer of a media campaign, here to smear your con with peaceful marches, boycotts and protests. If that work, we bring the military to withhold your rest. A rally against the state, against the cities he's okay. Marshals with bullhorns make sure no one dare disobey. Like bastards out the designated protest bars. Use the F word, not here to disturb, make room for cop cars, ID vans, motorbikes, and the likes of all these gas burning monsters that roam our streets fast earning reputation for killing, poisonous, lung filling, vital air that we breathe. And I am unwilling to give in, to submit. What we live is bullshit. They permit us to do the work, but who will benefit? Everything, yes, everything has changed, yet everything's the same. Except my energy is drained, pure pain, no surprise. I can't imagine the size. Pamper take the landfill, no longer compromise.
As if nothing ever surprised me.
I heard Ronald Reagan telling Brian Mulroney that he believed the only way to world peace was through mind control of the masses.
Is that paranoid? Yeah. For you it's paranoid. For me it's a reality. Is that paranoid? Yeah. For you it's paranoid. For me it's a reality.
They so predictable, like a sports interview. Gonna go and give 110% for my crew. Countless photocopies, but I've seen the windmill before. Assembly line production, nothing fresh for the floor. Like Commodore 64, trying to clear an old stock. Wide load, tight squeeze, move with the wind like a weathercock. We rock like those FM stations claim, but they tame. Revolutionary music to light the flame. Carelessly in your suburban front yard with a floodlight. And loop taper rabbits being tortured all night. Quite the ordeal. Better stick with tradition. Under the triangle, being fucked in the masonry position. Having to watch Roger do his thing. Overseas in charge of textile industries and oil companies. Hideous. I look out the window, how shitty he is. It's suffocating under cement and always the city is cold-hearted. My apartment stay lame as an ab. People front like crab walk when black replaces talk. Padlock replaces trust. Have fun, that's immaturity. Keys and car alarms, it's a sound of security. Hate working, it's always the same meaningless task. Same faces behind the same mask. Wanna make like 7 albums in a row, all assorted. Thrown through a few lifetimes since I've recorded, but been recorded. But downtown security cameras spot on. Equivalent to the weight at the bottom of being lied and lied to. But still up at 4, writing a rhyme. When I gotta work in 5 short hours at 9 combined. Young cats in jealousy, they fight in bars. Me, I'm in the underbrush, looking old wounds and scars so rough. The DJs won't wanna break the individual when living minimal and informed is a criminal act. Your pedals rule, food the marionette. Moved across the land, never settled, only upset. If the misfit set to kill since farm fresh split. This is for all those who thought that we quit. Eat shit.
Wash your hands, sit down, break bread for nutrition. Tenacious crew plugging away like electricians. Tradesmen, my men, I wouldn't trade them for shit. Tightly woven Afghan, bring heat to the loosely knit. Throw a freestyle fit that'll leave clowns hammy-handed. Crew disbanded, pink slips you just began, kids. Take your place in that unemployment line. Hip-hop overstocked with thousands of your kind. I refine, articulate with the shit I feel, and admit sometimes these jokers get the best of me. Rocking mics in hand joints behind ears like fashion accessories. These crumbs make it messy, see. While they was thugged out, rolling around trying to be G's, I was having fun laughing with the Space EP. While at the mall trying to duplicate TV styles, I was on stage with anyone who let me freestyle. And it just gets freer. Fuck it, I squirt the lemon in my eye and snort the shot of tequila. Potato peeler, revealing what's behind that first layer. Bringing friction, the flimsy material frayer. So bring yours, launching the cerebral bore. The crowd roots for, so we'll be screaming, do you want more? In the drawer, I'm the sharpest knife, easily sliced through tomatoes, pop cans, and genuine leather. Break bread, the clever collective. You purchase FRC, respect for being selective. Break bread, the clever collective. You purchase FRC, respect for being selective.
With these flows, I sink beneath most of your conscious perception. A haunt of lessons, subatomic like monstrous weapons. The testament of knowledge where electronic connection within heads that heeds the session is the best for my reflection. What propels the mind to work its magic? To gravitize amid the skies with silent cries as planets die. Man alive, you cannot hide from yourself, God. You deny my ill pressure for wealth, why? Pleasure, my health, my freedom. What I believe in isn't rooted in cash flow. Consuming my ass though. The tune of doom looms in the last blow. The flow of thought being trained to travel channels like animals. It's unfathomable as matter for mandibles. Mass reduction and mass corruption and introduction of a mass abduction with a fast seduction of lifestyles with nice smiles we compile in each other's eyewitness. Wishing I'd skip this, save the planet shit, write my manuscript to paint the pictures. It's to the listeners. Wishing I'd skip this, save the planet shit, write my manuscript to paint the pictures. It's to the listeners.
I got up off the couch just long enough to write me a verse. White trash lifestyle starting to fit, although I find it perverse. I immerse myself in my daily entertainment. My skills grow in proportion to my waistline. Manipulate your mind like I do a baseline. And when my rap career is over, keep it going farther. Sell directory assistance like my name is James Garner. Never say die, I keep control from the comfort of my armchair. There's no harm where I exist. A world where there's two kinds of people, those with good credit, those with none. Luckily I am one young man with credit. That sample, use it up for equipment all made for beats and samples. The name is Break Bread and we break tradition in the name of the reptile. Break bread. Meetings every second Tuesday of the month in the basement of the Valley Boohoo Community Center. 50 cents admission. There's a 50-50 raffle every second Tuesday of the month. Wear your Tuesday, don't miss it. We'll have Uncle Floyd playing the instrument.
I get mad frustrated when I rhyme. I get mad frustrated when I rhyme.
My meditative mastery is blasting these uneducated masses. See the future getting stashed beneath the factories of human flesh and human bone. Exhume the tragedy and savagely the tone of casualty remains mono. A strange model of man to be swallowed, going full throttle through mass consumption, sunken in a drunken state. What they need to buy we legalize because the numbers make sense. It's all connected. The music ain't the message, or hardly, cause some like Marley barely even dented when presented to the public. The source of the extortionist, it misses the majorative, conforming with the corporate ruling class of who you ask. Penetrate your mental state, keep you sliding through the doors while Pegasus soars 40 years in the future. Don't you love technology? In the past, vast civilizations were advanced in their astronomy and so biologically in tune that they didn't gain prosperity with a goal to consume as much as they possibly could. What seemed impossible would become the monstrosity that's costing the hood, or should I say community, or biosphere, or entire Earth population. Copulate until we die in fear. I've dried my tears, though for some these are the final years. But for many the struggle continues, if anything does. No idle cheer, just a fight for survival here. The task, remove the mask from the face of mankind, or you won't have time to ask. The task, remove the mask from the face of mankind, or you won't have time to ask. The task, remove the mask, face it mankind, or you won't have time to ask. The task, remove the mask, face it mankind, you won't have time to ask.
I get mad frustrated when I rhyme. I get mad frustrated when I rhyme. I get mad frustrated when I rhyme.
When we deal with a government that has lost its mind, we can't expect it to have any semblance of common sense. This government has lost its mind completely since $1 can't buy anything or to feed a family. It's not even about cents anymore. It's about dollars. It's about many dollars by the billions. And I come from a perspective at this particular point where I think that some of the immediate solutions necessary to deal with a government that passes itself off as the epitome of human rights protectors, a government that continues to wear the mask.
We're not just cutting down another person, that in the process, we're also destroying a lover.
commercials and action flicks. I have an urge to buy new kicks and don't socially mix. Eat tomatoes when it's minus 36. Lived in the sticks, stashed and hidden away. Magazines filled with cunts and dicks. Inside these sacred pages, there's photos of people fucking. Righteous men aggressively stuffing women obedient sucking. I used to be a fan, erode me as a person and as a man. It helped perpetuate my disrespect to the other gender, and in turn injected a virus. Moved in on your shyness, you shared so much positivity, and I brought loads of minus. Canceled us out, always quick to give up, then reconnect. Reject this long distance shit, won't work when it's collecting. In your name is a bill from my emotional landfill. I understand the mannequin, reasons that you went still, and until I can convince myself to stop being so complicated. Wasting all this time like I sat around and waited for the person I created. One day hoping to become, making changes outside the days that my brain isn't numb, which is too few, cause they don't want you to visualize your own impression. May expose all the lies and bring them crashing to confession. I admit that it's been a struggle through this personal cultivation. Caught off guard, people like me don't usually get such a warm invitation. The way I stormed in, well I might as well as shit in your sink. You still offer me food and drink, allow me to stretch my mind and think without the harsh judgments of a worldly soap opera. Not respected if you're not rich or popular. Hope to Sinatra. Before you genuflect, check if you still have a reflection, and face the mystery of water alone with no protection. I'm scared shitless of this world and my escalating madness. Had this happen before, but now there's more wretched sadness. Trying to sort out the lies and facts from history to new. If just half of these stories are true, I don't know what to do. Sick to my stomach with the pain that I've conducted. Hear my mother say, do something constructive, and I've erupted. A product of the 80s, others suffer, not my concern. How many times did I have to hurt you before I learned? All in the name of education, allowed to strike and break trust. Not in control of my lust, one of the two is not monogamous. I must raise my hand and drop my head in shame. You always offered so much, but I went elsewhere and came. It's like in grade 7, I draw pictures for this girl in grade 8. She went away for 1 week, and I'm thinking her classmate was great. I couldn't function if I let myself sink into this desolation. Preserving my experience into healthy fermentation. Then there's guilt which has been strong to destroy confidence. Get common sense, keep the ego in check. Oh conscience, keep a person from lying into your face. Knocking the precious balance out of place. Fucking with your personal space. I was in there testing the limits of my sexist male immunity. My confusion part of your reality, and then the soon to be a not no Boy Scout could solve. And now the way I live life, it's like you live behind my eyes. Miniature spoons of the different attractions that grant success and press because I went there. Talk loud in case you overhear. We barged in, filled up with gas of trash and disappear. Off a souvenir, split town with the right blink of flash and lost, headed the wrong way down a one-way and escaped crashing. This giant silver home had an engine by the margin of a tailspin. Out of province plates pulled to the international inn. No discipline, my kids piss and poo water. Waiters see me over here. Not my problem, your town cater to me, I want a beer. In a red, white, and blue mug, tell me where the nearest Elsie is. 13 cents for a tip, even though I'm the wealthiest. With nothing to share, my fantasy world will not be shattered. Good time by any means, tell you if you actually mattered. But would you mind taking a photo here of me and one wife in front of this giant model into the entrance of Christian afterlife? Choose now, heaven or hell, to see the sights before night. Then hide in the hotel to avoid the local homeless parasite. They're smelling their stench. Give them a job digging a trench. Turn a beautiful city park off by occupying a bench. Got enough of that shit in my home, don't need to see it when I travel. Colonize the spot, it's off to the next. Hit the road and let the tires chew
The
gravel.
reason why the city of Winnipeg's been doing its own arson. I wanna treat you like a robot and not a person. The asshole who leaves all their garbage in the forest. Missionary of Western ways, it's a tourist. Well now, looky what we got here. Genuine Canadian Indian. Would you mind just standing there in front of that thing there so I can take your picture?
Man, get that fucking camera out my face. I told you, cut it off.
Welcome. In our most exciting newsworthy event today, a bomb has been recovered at the Pan Am Games. Police investigated the building earlier this morning after being tipped off by security over two suspicious, vicious-looking characters. The bomb was defused in under a half hour after clearing the entire vicinity. To really be careful, military tanks have moved in. Police have issued a statement this afternoon made for the press that a man did confess he is not Canadian, but a Serb who is in possession of cocaine, illegal firearms, and marijuana herb. The immigrant is in our custody and is the leader of a persuasive, aggressive terrorist group that is a threat to human existence. With the help of our proud police department, the distance between him and you is now the steel bars of a prison. And in other news, the automobiles industry's most celebrated and underrated scientist was found dead today of natural causes. His work had included a close success with the water-burning engine. Tomorrow there will be a candlelight ceremony at the Pan Am Sports Center in honor of the great inventor.
The night collapsed its heavy breath, exhaled to be nailed with a feeling emptiness. An empress of doom or destiny is testing the expressionless, letting the serenity rest beneath his heavy steps. 7 years of getting pissed have led to this. Loneliness and homelessness, a hopeless heap of negative. Sinking into misery has left his mind in prison, confined to corridors and vacant homes left by the system. But a mission still remains, a subtle flame, a quiet vision, to be a thorn in the side of a beast ruling the city streets, pushing for submission of those wishing to be free. His history had seen success, now he recalled his college years. An engineer so inventive, his craft surpassed all his peers. So there he stood in control of his life, hoping through technology he'd accomplish something right, something positive, a model citizen for all to witness. The automotive industry he chose to make his business, so his mind's fitness. Engine design providing cutting edge, eventually employed by one of America's best car producers. Shooting for the stars, it soon became attainable. Solutions for an industry so that it could be sustainable. Revolutionize the system, put an end to our diminishing of nature and himself. He felt compelled to start contributing before the future slaughter of Earth in its simplicity. So he gave birth to a car that ran on water. Then he innocently offered to his employer new direction for this recourse. But the automakers were dollar makers who weren't prepared to divorce the old ways, taking all that they could get their hands on. Patented and soaked up his idea just like a tampon, then tossed him out like garbage. To accept this was the hardest, so he turned to alcohol and left his family in the darkness of sadness and rage, constantly pacing in his mental cage. Embracing this idea, he contrived to take the center stage, the last invention, full of anger and disgust. Only a few who knew the city street knew what would soon erupt. Now time was ticking, the summer night was caught in thick and plot of city strain amid the games, and with it came tourists and cops. This meant a lot, he couldn't stop the mock street cleanup, beating on the homeless and nightmares he couldn't dream of. Treated like he don't belong, so tourists feel like they do. Ran thoughts askew while he walked through what felt like a corporate zoo. But it wouldn't matter soon, cause he began to sing a simple tune and dance a simple dance and chant the simple word. Dancing in his madness, the street received his empty joy when he neither heard the engine rev intentions of a cruel ploy or house messenger whispered goodbye behind the human eyes, setting free his soul and letting go his present worldly ties.
We live in a world where 7-Eleven stays open all night, but the emergency room in my place turn out the light. like an otter. Do you understand what I'm saying? This happens day in and day in. Situation ain't changed from praying. Hope's a dumb fuck, but not a stupid one. Running amok, got you believing he's the chosen one. I choose the sun. Windstorms, water that run from out the barrel of a gun. We want revolution. Every injustice, it must lead to a reaction. Only a fraction of these people will show to take action. From now on, as long as I'm here, hear me loud and clear. Same language or not, like I was yelling in your ear.
The world looks scary, it's because it is. World looks scary, it's because it is.
The druid uses the movement inside your head to eliminate restrictions associated with time and space. I'm inclined to race madly through gray matter and raise data as I'm crashing near the atmosphere of your world. I'm like a star from afar. Through tarnished thoughts, you caught me shine like varnish. I charge this market of starving MCs with a harness to the hardship of living amidst all the suffering. The government needs you, thinking that you're equal, but putting some beneath you. Deceived you, then they feed you. So if you see through the judgment that everyone get, you'll see the punishment that's running shit like what's edible. Ask a medical doctor why you're eating chloramphenicol, chemicals that should be on the pedestal, like the Surgeon General who ain't seen or heard. She's just federal. Words that cost dollars to flow like plasma as the corporate laughter casts the aftermath of asthma. Who takes the weight in this age of allergy and cancer? Looking for the cure when you know who's got the answer. I'm past the days of hatred. Manipulation plays grips on my lips like vices, but my eyes still taste the bitter fruit. So I'm ripping sound devices, ripping down the prices from this life shit with likeness to magicians. Where one witness dwells in the system like factory emissions.
World looks scary, it's because it is. 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 World looks scary, it's because it is.
It is imperative that you know that these criminals are people. They are within our realm to affect. They need to be held accountable for their actions and their crimes against humanity.
Living heartless on this continent because of my ancestors. Colonizing soldiers and priests, child molesters, jesters to kings. A Portuguese ship brings these slaves a cargo forth for the pain that people sing. A&Rs with their ear to the ground. These slaves got a good sound. Marketed as one who got away from the hound. When really he'd be hanging from a tree and she to be raped violently and have the masses baby to serve tea to these same fuckers who traded blankets infected with smallpox, made fashion out of anklets, chain to wrist braces. It's a predator who chases through the oasis, betting on a mix of races. Columbus was not the first to make a lap below the crap. When they pushed off from land, he had a map. Indigenous rock formations built around the constellations, ancient pathways made the globe to travel nations. We're ahead of Europeans' time. Western scientific mind got reservations, projects to keep us blind, way behind. Ain't living real, it's like a mock war paint at sports games, swinging an air tomahawk shot clock. Down to the last second for the brave fans doing the wave. Golf course, a sacred grave, razor wide by the military. Who's the caddy that carry clubs like a cop? Fierce ain't the one you wanna marry. Bury the dead, burn books and know the truth, so the next generation doesn't have any proof of language's lost identity. Here on Turtle Island, a home that's not welcoming the cops and most violent.
History has holes, however humans hesitate. History has holes, however humans hesitate. History has holes, however humans hesitate. History has holes, however humans hesitate.
It's disgusting how you spill blood, took a great warrior's name, then used it for your sporting club and chance to sell the game. Eliminate hate, that's what your country cries. Racism must die is what you commercialize. The masses even say stop, let's bring our children up properly. Watch them hold hands, preserve our culture on this free land. But I've seen you in the stands when the ninth inning's at the top and your team is in the lead while you give the tomahawk chop. Feeling proud when you chant at the match, but if the First Nation people had a chance, they would split you in half. Black Hawk Indian from Cleveland acting brave in Atlanta, a Kansas City chief in Washington battling Redskins. He spat on the graves of dead men, showing lack of respect, and used black and white propaganda in order to deflect the crimes against humanity that still exist in a democratic society where its blueprints came on a ship.
History has holes, however humans hesitate. History has holes, however humans hesitate. History has holes, however humans hesitate. History has holes, however humans hesitate.
We're everywhere, packed like oysters and getting the smoke. Where life can be a waste as long as you ain't going broke. Just keep the cash flow moving through the proper channels. But no one's half the battle, and most know they can't get paddles to travel upstream, chasing dreams of success. A game that's unattainable to most within the mess. To nest like Mars, stressed and starving for a better life. Distracted from birth, when minds get spread thin without butter knives. Where others might cause trouble fight. Growing up with trouble sight, fearing others wanting wealth and hating when they see themselves through visions televised. Many live in traumatized environments, suffer constant haunted in their clouded minds. To crowded streets, the poison eats through brick. From car exhaust, the stench is thick, so bodies quick to demonstrate how city food and city life will bite till they degenerate and penetrate their state of mind where education wastes their time. Not even teaching to survive, but how to separate and keep within the city limits.
Slaves. City streets. Slaves. City streets. Slaves. City streets.
An actor created by other people's reactions. When they applause, it clicks and concentrates into extractions. Steadily drip into the radio rotation. So-called urban stations churn repetitive locations. 6 from top 10 dissected. The industry a specimen. Picked by program director with lack of oxygen. Pumped out by Mustangs, suspended in rush hour. To dashboard speakers with no power. Ground out like flour, soon sour to your crowd. Mainstream has no endurance, not an audience. But social scene crumble with no insurance. For music that's real art, it's what sets us apart. Because the fart can only smoke for so long. Up on the chart, videos are not my thing. Cultural TV fad, between Buster and a coke. I'm not a trick for some ad. So if I leave from your show, it's not cause I had an appointment. DJ, before you suck, and your rhymes a disappointment. In a lame way, you motivate me to grow like bramble and scramble. Any code you try to send through that preamble seems like more ways of saying nothing than a politician. For a $5 admission, you're a joke, not a musician. My mission statement, written in the blood that I bleed. And it would read, pimp annihilate all these who mislead. To stop a stampede that sent you into heedless flight. If you thought McEnroe was impolite, I'm out of sight.
Business and residential, the line becomes blurry. Business and residential, the line becomes blurry. Business and residential, the line becomes blurry.
Rap is a multi-billion-dollar business permeating America's commercial culture and influencing millions of minds. It is that all-American corporationism that transforms rap's greediness into the gutter of materialism.
It is conservative style, external yet mental. Thoughts, innovation, eternal. I'm never satisfied, hence the next move pondered like chess. Question all information on the ingress. I bless the snare, play resurrector of the dead percussion, and endeavor at evolution. The original never knew about his eventual contribution to a macaron track made especially for the ear. I remain anonymous due to legal based fear. Steer clear of a statement made in haste. Instead, a master of the cut and paste. The taste is choice, never waste. With lyrics as filler or personifications as a serial killer. Shock value MCs, insult the intelligence and hope to get a slot on American justice. Consecutive singles claim to be a monster with major labels plus Prozac as a sponsor. Insanity is good for the economy. Supposedly, teen angst the commodity, leading eventually to prosperity due to mental inactivity. Some would charge admission to a car accident if they knew when it would happen, and some would pay to get in, but I refuse to let despair set in. So I call them as I see them. Do your bob your head to beats, or because you are agreeing, throw your hands up and let the blood rush to your brain. Now clap your hands and get awakened by the pain. Shake what your mama gave you and ask yourself again, why do you take orders from people paid paid to entertain.
Throw your hands up
And let the blood rush to your brain.
now, clap your hands.
Get awakened by the pain.
Shake what your mama gave
And
ya.
ask yourself again.
Why do you take orders from people paid to entertain?
Like any art form in America, it is also a business with the influences of the marketplace impacting upon its production. The more conscious its artists, the more conscious the art.
I'm playing close and admitted these aren't the kind of jobs we need. But people have to work, so make believe move with speed. Sweet talk in the town about the land up for $1. Moved into the province because the business tax is smaller. Get away without environmental inspection. Business politic collection, money for election. Detailed guides of construction, geared towards destruction. Torture, disease, and death, circled by corruption. 90,000 pigs a week. The foul air reek, changing the name of the Cinnabon River to Shit Creek. There's a plant here, and they want us to work there like we don't care for animal welfare. Well, straight up, we want jobs, but they have to sustain life on this planet. Another goal to obtain. We want work without bosses, without managers. It's like trying to heal a shit-stained mind with bandages. Bloody flesh decorated, grade A pork says a stand. I refuse to be misused in death camp. Clamp another to the hook, down the conveyor, and to the blade into the throat, and the screams never fade. Make believe, fuck off. You disgust me like Bill Hawkins. Water will not get cleaner with this piss, shit, and carcass. On a wild bull hunt for the sport of the kill. One is not enough, thousands to get our fill with the debit card. We are guaranteed to dine, ending up in the frozen meat section of aisle 9. On a wild bull hunt for the sport of the kill. One is not enough, thousands to get our fill with the debit card. We are guaranteed to dine, ending up in the frozen meat section of aisle 9.
My breath of life. My breath of life. My breath of life. My breath of life for struggle. My breath of life for struggle. My breath of life for struggle. My breath of life for struggle.
I'm just another slave. It doesn't matter if I misbehave. My end was planned, so I'm condemned to live within this grave. Can't even turn around or lie down, so I can rest my weak legs and sore feet that splinter on these metal grates. My body aches beneath the weight of more greed. But will this hunger ever cease? Never. Guess I'm no clever beast. Allowing flesh to dress my soul in death has led to more oppressed. Distress, I lose my mind before my life has ever lived. Getting sick, thinking what creature could be so generous. Letting this minor population live amid the stench of piss. I mention this because my sense of smell is far greater than the slave traders swelling me with newspaper like it's a snack for some weight gainer. That way I could leave out all my self-hope and be all I can be until I leave this hellhole. I'm just another slave about to be consumed by the oppressor. So when my time comes, I ain't going on no stretcher, never knowing any pleasure. I'll be riding out in peace, where my tragic death will be the birth of sickness and disease. I'm just another slave on a wild boar hunt for the sport of the kill. One is not enough, thousands to get our fill. With the debit card, we are guaranteed to dine, ending up in the frozen meat section of aisle 9. On a wild boar hunt for the sport of the kill. One is not enough, thousands to get our fill. With the debit card, we are guaranteed to dine, ending up in the frozen meat section of aisle 9.
My breath of life. My breath of life. My breath of life. My breath of life for struggle. 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 My breath of life for struggle.
So it is that in strange ways, the reptiles have created a place for themselves in the forgotten or forsaken parts of Earth.